Today we're looking at phrasal verbs with through. Through is a motion. It's a verb. It's used to show motion in the middle of something. So we say go through the park, which means go in the middle of the park. It's similar to across. Okay, go through the park. But it's not exactly the same as across, because we always say go through the tunnel. Go through the tunnel. You never say go across the tunnel, because across the tunnel would mean in the middle of that tunnel going across the road, crossing. So through is a little bit different. You can go through tunnels, go through parks, go through forests, go through alleyways. Okay, so there are a lot of different kind of places which you can go through. Go through a door as well, something like that, or even, go through a window, which would be strange, but usually you go through the door. So all of these verbs of motion work with through. Over, by the way, is over the bridge, but through the tunnel. Over the bridge, through the tunnel. Okay? So if we look at some other words with through, they still refer to this motion. You can look through a brochure or a magazine or an article, and it means quickly look at it. Usually look through something, it seems to me that it often means quickly. So we often say run through something, and this can mean talk about something as well. When I went to the meeting, I ran through some of the problems the company had been facing recently. So you can run through when you speak about something. You can go through something like that as well. He went through all the problems the company had been dealing with. So run through or go through, they kind of mean, well, they mean speak about something, explain something with your voice. You can also leaf or flip or flick through anything with pages. So this means look through something with pages, and again it means quickly. If you leaf through a magazine, it sounds to me like you're reading it quickly. You can also flip through it or flick through it. You could muddle through something, which would mean that you've got some kind of confusing questions. Maybe I'm speaking to some students about tenses, and often we muddle through them, which means it gets quite confusing, and so we have to muddle through them. We have to go through them and get confused. You can also think something through. Now these two are not necessarily quickly, by the way, muddle and think. That's why I've put them in brackets. These could be slowly, as some can. And so when you think something through, that could mean you think about it in detail and make sure that everything is okay for you. Okay, all of these are more connected with survival, especially health for the first two. You ask if someone has come through, it often means have they survived something, literally. So maybe someone has a heart attack and you might say, oh, I'm so glad that he came through in the end, and it means he survived afterwards and got better, he recovered. Come through, it means recover. And pull through would be the same. Has he pulled through yet? Yeah, it means recover from some serious illness or problem or injury. If you live through something, it sounds like you usually use it for something which was difficult to go through, difficult to experience. So go through is kind of like experience, really. Go through something. So you might say he lived through the Second World War. My grandfather lived through the Second World War. And yeah, for go through, as we say, he went through some terrible times when he was captured by the enemy. Yeah, he went through, he survived and suffered some terrible things. Okay, so survival, but also connection. Put me through to the manager when you're calling, perhaps to complain. You might say, can you please put me through to your boss or your superior, because I'm not happy with how you're dealing with my complaint. And you might in the end get through to the person you want to speak to, and this just means that you get through. You finally managed to speak to the person you were trying to reach. So get through would be like reach. Put through perhaps more like connect someone. Okay, plow or wade through. You normally talk about this with either work or difficulties or problems, maybe with homework. You can certainly plow through homework or wade through homework, but it sounds like you've got a lot of it. That's what you've got to remember. You plow through something when there's lots of it. because really, literally, you plough through snow. A snow plough is something which pushes all the snow out of the way. So there's obviously loads of snow when you plough through it. So when you plough through something, there's lots of it. The same with wade through. Wade through is actually used usually when you are in water and you wade through it. It means you put your arms up and you walk through it slowly. So again, you can't run in water, you can't go quickly in water. So this is certainly slowly and with difficulty. Okay, you wade through some difficult maths problems. You plough through all of the reports that you have to do. Okay, if you take someone through something, it means you explain something to them. So I took them through some of the problems, again, our company had been facing recently. Just like I went through, or, because go through could be a synonym here, or, what was the one we said earlier? I think I've forgotten it, unfortunately. Yeah, there are some other ones anyway with through where it just means say, explain. Okay, see through someone means that you can see, they are transparent to you. And so often you say, I can see through him, I understand his motives. Something like that. It means you can see through their actions and see exactly what their true motives or feelings are. Okay, and you can sleep through something but maybe you sleep through a noisy party, or maybe there's a thunderstorm and you sleep through it. You don't wake up. Okay, that's all it means, you sleep completely through it. Okay, if you have any questions about these, please ask below and I will try and answer them. Thanks very much for watching and I hope to see you all soon. On the timeline, we get off a train, we get off a plane, we get